Hello, my name is Geogen and welcome back to World of Tanks. So, a replay here in the Object 430 version 2. Now, bizarrely, the version 2 is at tier 9, whereas the original version is at tier 10. But the main difference between the two vehicles, both of them are Soviet medium tanks, but this one has a rear mounted turret, meaning it's basically designed to side scrape around buildings and obstacles. It has very poor gun depression, -4 degrees or something like that, in line with other Soviet tanks, but due to the fact the turret's on the back, it's really not very good at firing on ridges at all. Something which, you know, the American vehicles, the British vehicles, and all other vehicles which aren't Soviet basically are better at. The turret front, however, is very good, 250mm thick, basically. It is not the same thickness all throughout the turret, but you know, with the angling and such, it's very rare that you get penetrated. Although there are a couple of cupolas, specifically one on the left of the vehicle if you're firing at it, that can easily, well, not easily be targeted, but possibly be targeted. And at Tiger 2, although only with probably the stock 105 gun, maybe the better one, can't actually see through that terrain, manages to track us as we weren't properly angled. But we did set him on fire, so there's that. This gun is a 100mm, as all Soviet vehicles are at this tier, in terms of mediums anyway. You know, the 262, the T62, the Object 140, the Object 430, the T54, the version 2 here, and the T54 lightweight. All of these vehicles have 100mm guns, which are very effective at DPM. Just pumping out that 320 average damage every time you pump a round out. Penetration is a little lacking on this gun. If you fire normal rounds, 201 penetration on the AP, but 201 penetration on the AP is enough to go through the front lower plate of a Tiger 2, then again that is a tier lower. Matchmaking is also very good. With the matchmaking changes, there are a lot more times you are top tier in my experience, and there are games where you are in a predominantly tier 10 game, or tier 10 game in general, but this tank can do well regardless. It has good speed, the gun is okay, I mean, the gun is very good rather, the rounds are okay. I mean, flat targets like that, are very simple to penetrate, unless he was angling better, but we can see he wasn't, so you get the tracking shot as well, and just keep him tracked. I think he is preoccupied. Yes, he's preoccupied with a IS-6, who also penetrates him in the side. Only problem with those Japanese heavies, very slow, a lot of hit points, big guns, but they are easily outflanked and tracked and killed. Anyway, we done 3,000 damage, 3,300 damage, a couple of kills. There's a Type 59, very Soviet vehicle, but you know, it's Chinese. And it's a tier lower, so it can just easily penetrate his side. That's basically a T54. He can penetrate us apparently, although he is firing gold rounds, so not really unexpected, as the Type 59 only has like 189 pen standard, which would be very rare to go through the upper plate of this vehicle. Lower plate is not as good, of course, meaning you can easily be penetrated roughly in this section there, but he penetrated our upper plate, and again he was quite close to us. Ah yes, the Chrysler K, that really balanced vehicle that was added not too long ago. Luckily for us, we got the side and rear of him there, put a couple of shots in, take him down. Didn't cause us any trouble, as well, he had a Lorraine and an IS-3 on him. Still, there are a few enemy vehicles remaining, 6 of them, but I think this game is practically over, unless the enemy team can really pull something out of the bag. FV422 dies before we can get a second shot. And I don't believe I've used any heat rounds at all in this game. The only times I really do are against the front of mouse tanks. E100s perhaps, you can penetrate their really flat cheeks. Really thick cheeks, but flat cheeks as well. Get one shot into the T-49, but for the most part, you don't really need them. Back of a M103 turret, no problem at all. Struggling with the gun depression there as he pulls back into cover, but that's my fault for not reversing. So I decided to go forward as the game, as you can see, is practically over. 2 enemy opponents left, M103 and this type T-49. T-49 was looking towards D-75, so we easily take him out. Without any HE damage. M103 gets a shot into us, but it doesn't matter. It's the end of the game. Our repair costs go up by a few hundred credits perhaps. But that was pretty hard and fast in, you know, these Soviet mediums. They all play relatively similar. This one is probably the most unique in terms of the turret placement and the armor profile. Therefore, you know, side scraping is a thing you need to do. But a brief look at the post-game stats for those of you who are interested, coming up now. So here we are with those results there for the Object 430. Mastery, Bruiser, Fighter, Fire for Effect, a good amount of credits, decent amount of experience ×2, first one a day, and a premium account. High Caliber, top on the team on damage and kills and base experience. And we had that all done in under 6 minutes. So those games, even with the matchmaker changes, still exist where, you know, one team basically just steamrolls the other. I guess that's what you get with supposedly random matchmaking. But yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. And as always, I've been Geogen, and I'll see you chaps and chapettes in the next one.